Check this out, right? You laying down right now in your bed, or say you somewhere in a room somewhere else, right? The shit that's outside of your room that you cannot see does not exist until you walk into that room. Then the atoms form together, and your mind creates this illusion that everything is there. But okay, so say you at home, right? And you got a dog, and the dog starts barking, but it's not in your room. You can't observe it, but it's in another room. The only reason that you can hear the dog is because in your subconscious mind, you know that there's a dog somewhere in the house. Is and that is what makes it real. Also, you have to remember in this simulation, you have certain things that has to make the simulation real, right? So if you are one of the people right now who are tuning in to, hold on, I think a police coming. Oh shit. Yeah, see, that's another thing. It's like every time I try to spread this knowledge, it's like in another dimension that's right around me, entities work to try to keep me from spreading this knowledge to the other players, is which I'm finna get into. So you got a video game, right? You have playable characters and you have non-playable characters that make the simulation real. Okay, so if you are one of these people that are catching on to what I'm saying and actually trying to listen and understand, something in your soul tells you that okay, this nigga ain't bullshitting. You're a playable character. If the nigga's just skipping through my shit, he's a non-playable character. I'm finna get into it. Now, see, I'm referencing video games a lot because this life is basically a video game. I'm gonna keep bringing up Grand Theft Auto because it's a perfect example. So you have your own creative player, right? And then you go out and you drive around Grand Theft Auto, right? You have the non-playable characters, which are on the streets just walking around. Those are non-playable characters. So the one you have, you're controlling with the controller. You got the other ones that are just there to make the game look real. You know what I'm saying? Now, these non playable characters, which are NPCs, which are basically computers in this simulation, are susceptible to be possessed or controlled by an entity in another dimension, right? So the other day I was talking about the same shit to somebody else, which is another playable character because he wanted to learn about it. I was telling him about it, right? All of a sudden, they called me on the intercom down to the office for a drug test right in the middle of when I'm trying to spread this fucking knowledge, bro. That shit, it fucks me up every time, bro. That shit. So, with that being said, you have to understand that history always repeats itself. I mean, you niggas is out there wearing disco pants right now, just like back in the 80s, you know what I'm saying? So, look, so just think about this. Our minds could possibly be the most advanced technology there ever was to be created, right? So, with that being said, we are recreating technology. So basically, we're creating a simulation inside of a simulation, right? And this is what I be talking about when I say I come from another planet, right? I come from the Sirius X star system, planet Nibiru, the 19th galaxy, the ninth universe. 23 of the top scientists from my home planet came over to this constellation, exploded stars, and created these planets. Specifically, this planet called Tiamat, which humans call Earth, right? Like, the more I go within and the more I meditate, it's like I'm remembering my past lives and the past life that I was in on my home planet. So I volunteered to come down here through a portal, which is my mother's womb, down here to Earth to experience this life simulation and to try to help a lot of y'all humans wake up and realize what's really going on. So, just like the video game, I set the settings on what type of life I wanted, what type of parents I wanted, where I wanted to live at on the earth, what kind of friends and family I wanted. I got to pick everything, you know what I'm saying? Everything is already written. I planned out my whole life. And I did that to basically come to earth and put myself through a test. I don't know why I did it. I don't know why I chose to struggle. I don't know why I chose to put myself in this situation where I gotta come to prison away from my family. I don't know why I did that shit. But it's like I'm all of a sudden remembering everything, right? So look, check this out. The dreams that I have, okay? My dreams are a little different. I don't know how y'all dreams are. You can slide up and tell me how y'all dreams are, but my dreams are crazy, real, and vivid. Like I'm having flashbacks and shit, bro. So it's like this: as above, so below. Okay, so I have dreams of me back on my fucking home planet, right? And it was one dream I had that I was in high school, but the school, it looked just like it does down here. It has a hallway, it has lockers, classrooms, gyms, everything, okay? But it was on a floating rock in the middle of the air, okay? So I had a dream that I was walking through the hallway. I go into my classroom, and instead of teaching math and English and all that, they was teaching me how to use my empathic powers, my telepathy powers and shit, like picking shit up without touching it and shit like that. Okay, they was teaching me how to fly. I had wings, bro. Like I'm not bullshitting you. Like, bro, you think I'm getting on here and just saying this shit, bro? I would not do that. I'm dead serious. Like I put that on my grandma. I'm dead. So basically, this earth is a learning lesson. Have you noticed that everything you go through on this planet is like a life learning lesson? We basically made this planet, the 23 scientists, they basically made this planet a spiritual dojo, okay? So you have something called life path numbers. You can find this out. You can find your life path number online. All you have to do is add up your birthday. Okay, so basically, for instance, my birthday is January 15th, 2000. Okay, so I'm adding 01 plus 15 plus 2000, and you simplify it to the simplest number. So my life path number is number 9. I've been here to this planet 9 times, 9 different lives, okay? In each life I went through, I lived the life, I learned the lessons, and I died. It's basically like a school. So basically, 9 is the number of completion, okay? So once you go from life path number 1 all the way up to number 9, you've completed this this school on this earth, you know what I'm saying? And then your soul ascends to wherever else you want to go. So after 9, you have something called master numbers. And the master numbers are 11, 22, and 33, okay? So there's grand master teachers here that have been here 1 through 9, and after 9, after you complete 9, you can choose whether to come back to this earth as a master number. You have people here that are grandmaster teachers that are like level 11, 22, and 33. So basically, they come back to this earth and try to help the mass majority awaken to their senses and figure out what's really going on this earth. Me personally, I'm on 9, right? So I can, after this lifetime, I can choose whether I want to come back or not. And I'm not finna come back to this motherfucker. I'm tired of this bitch. I ain't gonna lie. I'm finna go somewhere else to another star system and experience something else out there. I'm tired of this planet, bro. Like, oh God. The Grand Master teachers that come back here, for example, are people like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Yahweh Ben Yahweh, Dr. Z York. These are all Grandmaster teachers, right? So what they do, this government, what they do to these Grandmaster teachers is they try to put false narratives on them. They try to lock them up or they try to assassinate them, such as Malcolm X or Dr. Z York. You know what I'm saying? They try to get them out the way because they don't want us waking up the mass of the population, because once everybody wakes up and realizes what's really going on here on this planet and how life really is, that means we beat the game and we completed the simulation. So basically, we I, we created the people that are trying to stop us, because like I said, we created a video game. You have to create good and evil in order for it to be a real video game. It's like a test, and we put ourselves through this test. Now, it extends even further beyond this planet, okay? So you have an extraterrestrial race, which is my extraterrestrial race. I'm an Anunnaki, okay? Anunnaki people, we have melanin. We don't have DNA, we have DEA, which is deoxyetheric acid. Our veins are green, okay? So we created many different races here on this planet and out there in the constellation in different star systems. There are many different extraterrestrial races. You've got the Zeta Grays, you've got the reptilians, you've got the Pleiadians, you've got all these different type of races, right? Okay, so a lot of these extraterrestrial races have been here on this planet for millions of years, okay? So these other extraterrestrial races, they live among us. Some of them live underwater. Some of them live could be right next door to you. Some of them live in places that we can't go. There's some places that the government won't let you go to. Like for example, they have these extraterrestrial races have secret bases in the mountains or over in Antarctica. And once you get to a certain point in where you're gonna pass those lines, it'll be like a government there to stop you and tell you can't go there, okay? So you have an extraterrestrial race called the Zeta Grays. The Zeta Grays are the big head gray aliens with the big black eyes. Okay, they're able to shapeshift and do different things, right? You know, the ones they put in the movies. And another thing, they put a lot of this shit in the movies. The best thing to hide something is in plain sight. They try to tell you that movies are not real. The shit that they put in the movies, they're trying to fucking tell you like what's really going on. So you gotta watch a lot of movies, and a lot of the movies they'll tell you what's going on. Okay, so basically, the Zeta Grays, their race is dying. Okay, so this is why it's a lot of human trafficking and people coming up missing, is because they have a contract with the government in exchange for high grade military weapons, futuristic military weapons that this government is getting in exchange for human DNA. So the humans that come up missing, they're taking these humans and abducting them, taking them to those underground bases, underwater bases that we cannot go to, and they're trying to extract their DNA, the humans' DNA, to try to save the Zeta Grays. They're trying to save their own race. Bro, it's like shit keep distracting me, bro.